What is up, Workbringer here, and today I just want to talk about why Tyrannical Explosive is pretty tough. It's a pretty tough week. So here we are at what is literally the easiest dungeon in the game to plus 14. We're in Mists of Tyrannical. We're right before the first boss, and we're giving our first pride the business. This group was a little bit tricky to coordinate. I had to make sure everyone had an invis pot to get to this point. I'm not showing that skip because, you know, we don't time this run. And this is the first time I'm showing not timed runs. And not only that, I'll be showing you 2 not timed runs. And not even not timed. But we didn't even finish these. But maybe that's what's up with 14s. I don't know. So we're getting into this pull here. And it's a 14 Tyrannical. So there are big health pools on these people. These ads here, and one of the things that makes this complicated are that the explosives are popping out. And so every time an explosive pops out, it should primarily be my responsibility to get them, because my DPS isn't a big deal. Like if I'm losing a global to DPS, not a huge deal, and I'm still getting holy power from it, so it should really be my deal. But you'll see that it's pretty distributed out through the party who is going to actually be doing the grabs of the explosive. And it's kind of I've kind of pre-told the hunter. I was like, hey, if it, like, you know, if an explosive spawns out in Africa, like really far from the melee, like obviously we can't really go get it. It would be very hard, right? Though I'm fairly ranged. But I can talk about the misplay in approach to this. Everyone here is like 1100 plus IO, right? Like most of the people here have done 14s of this place, and it's still pretty beasty to do this. So I eat the disorient. Okay, this is a misplay, right? Okay, that's bad, but it's not like unrecoverably bad. I think I eat a couple. I'm bad. But anyway, that doesn't normally end a run or anything, but the difference with Tyrannical Mists, which you might have seen on one of my first, I think it was like a Mist 12 or something like that, is that this goes on a long time, right? So it's so long that Repulsive Vision comes out, which I'm running away, and the Shaman, which all Shamans have the ability to Tremor Totem us out of it, so that's great. So very short little intermission there. And what you gotta do is you definitely have to focus the tree down every time. I would say unless the boss Ingra is at 5%, maybe 9%, you need to focus the boss down every single time, and thus is our misplay in this run here. I could Divine Shield it. I don't feel like I need to. So we finally phased the boss here, and a bit of uptime loss on my part because I ran away. But I was trying to clear the blue. So what you'll see in this run is what happens if you do not focus the boss, the tree, every time, is that the entire room fills up with the blue circles. And I think that's the first time this group has experienced that. Now these 2 explosives is unfortunate, but we get them down. But the explosives honestly are enough of a distraction for like almost all of my miss groups in this current week, which is Tyrannical. Raging is nothing. I've never had any issue with raging because I'm kind of kiting anyway. Like I'm pretty much a kiting tank, so like not an issue. But we're bringing them out of the blue. Am I gonna eat this? Bewildered now. And it looks like it's going fine, right? Like what's the big deal? So what's happening right now, I believe, how is there so much left of this fight? Right now, I think people smell blood in the water and they're focusing Ingra. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. 12% health, it's too much. With the shield, with explosive, with things, all the blue filling up in the room. In Fortified, of course, you just burn through 10%, like not a big deal. Not on Tyrannical 14, you don't. And the DPS is fairly high, right? Like, look at our sustain. Now we had Lust, we had Pride, but it's like, this is like 5k, you know, consistent damage. This is good. This is high damage, right? Single target. And we are in a bad place. No, did a B-res already go out? I'm not sure. You'll see that I B-res someone with my engineering talent, but because of all this blue, Okay, there's the DK battle res. You'll see that all this blue is a nightmare, and that explosive, ooh, is that going off? I go to get it, and just stand in the blue. I've got a lot of self-healing left. And this is what happens if you try to kill Ingra before he's ready. He's not ready to die. He wants, you gotta kill the tree, right? So this third phase, look at this, we're all alive. You gotta kill the tree or the entire room fills up with blue and there's nowhere to go. Melee can't get the explosives. And you're looking at a royal disaster. With all of that, we've only burned like 2% on the boss. Versus we could have easily phased Droman or whatever the tree is. You gotta kill the tree. So big rips to this run. And I think we all learned this lesson today. And I told them at the end, I mean, if it's not obvious, I was like, yeah, so you gotta always kill the tree in Tyrannical unless it's like 5%. But even then, I almost think you killed the tree, damn it. Like, just kill the tree. Like, look how much blue there is. And I ran Divine Steed to here, and I'm like, okay. It's obviously a depleted key. Like, we're using half the time went to the first boss. That's just not right. It's not good. So, big brain here. I go for the res into a fear. Rip. Like, a res is going to save us at this point. Like, it's a wipe, but I'm just trying, right? So, here's my engineering res going off. Boom. Got it. So much damage, so much damage. Why even attempt it? Well, you know, we get almost close, but not really. The DK is back. I don't know how he dies so quickly again, but he does. I'm trying to go get Droman over here. I'm also trying to... Oh yeah, we get feared into puddles. That's big rip. Yeah. There we go. Like, yeah. So this is what happens in the Tyrannical at a high key, especially like Tyrannical 13... You probably could have burned through the shield with this DPS, but not Tyrannical 14, and people need to respect that. Same with the 15. You kill Droman every time. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe I can burn through this, and yeah. Here's the thing. Even if I kill him here, we didn't time this key. I don't think. And it's not a good indicator. Well, actually, it's... Yeah. It's not a great indicator with how Mistcaller will go with Explosive, because Mistcaller Explosive is a little spicy sometimes. But, you know, anyone who's, like, Big IO watching this is, like, Omega cringe. It's like, you know, imagine wiping on the first boss of Mists, lol. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like, you know, it doesn't happen. Right, and so I'm just, like, kind of taking it in and just treating this like a Torghast boss and like, oh, can I solo this? That'd be kind of funny. Like, I know I'm not timing this key. It's dead key. But I'm like, oh, maybe I can get Ingra down myself. Lol. All the cooldowns are coming out for this, and it's kind of like an interesting run now. It's just me and a Resto Shaman soloing the first boss on Tyrannical. Very, very high health pool. But if you look at that shield that's above him, that's the bait. That's the thing, is like you have to burn through that shield before any damage can done. So they're basically trolling us. It says 1%, but it's really like 10%. Like, you're not burning through that shield as a prop pal. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. So that is Tyrannical 14. Misplay, again, for anyone that starts to push these keys on Tyrannical week, kill the tree every time. Kill the tree every time. Don't take the bait. You're not burning through his shield unless you're like, I don't know, everyone's 220 and you like massively overgear a 14 and 15, right? Because they're, you know, like, but you're not burning through that Ingra shield, and neither am I, right? So big rip. This key was over 5 minutes. It was over like 3 minutes ago, to be honest. But I wanted to show it. For anyone that's looking to push into Mist Tyrannical and everyone tells you it's easy if everyone does the right play. The right play is kill the tree first. So, here we are on to my other 14 of the week. Another big rip. And we're in the hard part. Honestly, like Mists, the first boss is not hard. It's a simple misplay with no voice comms of focus the tree. It was the call to focus the tree. We didn't. And it was rip. Rip key. Dead key. Lesson learned. Lesson learned for Tyrannical 14. That was it. So let's talk about the lesson learned about this Tyrannical 14, and it's why you're not going to see any push key videos from me for this entire week. It's why I did the raid instead. I got 10-10 out of the raid. Heroic feels good and normal, obviously. So that was pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about that. If you watched, it's not going to be out yet, but I'm sneaking this video in early, but in the rotation. But what I do is I repentance this champion before the second boss, and then we get safe pride and we kill him. Here we go. Big pride uptime. This is like, we might mass over once in a while. This was a big IO group. This group had me pull the first entire wing at once, and we combusted it down. I swore. I don't normally swear. I might bleep that out, to be honest, for YouTube. But anyway, here's this strat. It's actually a little bit, I did this a little wrong, but anyway, you stack him on this, right? And what happens is it's going to shoot out clockwise like that. And so you just keep spinning around. You keep spinning around. I ate the first one because I did it a little wrong. But now there's two on top of each other. So when he goes into recharge phase now, all the arrows come from one place. And what people should do is look at the boss and also look at the arrows in the background. And the priest is already dead. So with recharge phase, I could have been a little bit further, but here's the thing. We're not killing him in this phase anyway on Tyrannical. You're not going to kill him here. Maybe. It's very unlikely. I'm getting hit. I mean, it's a wipe. The healer's dead, you know? Like, it's not good. I could battle res him. I think I might go for it. But anyway, it's the strat is to keep him, is to stack the first two. And then this one I would stack too, but I know it's a wipe already. Like, it's just not good. Right, so like I would have stacked it again and then moved him again to the side, right? So this is a 14. You cannot underestimate this. It's a wipe. I'm just like, whatever, like standing and dying. And so the stack strat is the way. You stack it and then you move him over. I might have moved him a little further, but that priest was dead beforehand. And honestly, I ran this exact 14 again because I can finish this 14. But the DPS die at a 14 to the arrow. It's like a 1-2 shot from the arrow. Sometimes 1 if you're a little low. And it's over. So those are my two depleted 14s. How's your week going? I will say that I did finish, again, to make myself feel better, I did finish the raid. That is not easy. Getting ahead of the curve is not easy in Pugs. And killing generals is not easy in Pugs either. But I got a both this week in lieu of this. And yeah, 14s and Pugs, not my thing on a Tyrannical week. I just wanted to share these with you. If you're having trouble too, maybe you'll feel better. And you've done this walk of shame here. If you have to do this walk of shame in Spires, it's over. Your key's done. It's almost impossible to kill the second boss without Pride and Lust. So this is just dumb to be running back. We do attempt it again. I won't show it. But the exact same people die. So yeah, you have to do the mechanics. And what's at play with Spires is that on a Fortified, that boss dies in one phase, even at higher keys if everyone has appropriate damage. So basically people don't learn the mechanic as well as you would on Tyrannical. Tyrannical Mists at a 14, Tyrannical Spires at a 14. Everyone needs to do the mechanic correctly, obviously, or you die. So that's it. Screw Tyrannical for Pugs. I know that there's people here that are like 1200, 1400 IO and they're like, lol, like I did a 16, I did a 17. But for me, Tyrannical week is raid week. I'll see you on the next video.